What's up, y'all? It's Dougie here, back at the Beyond Braid YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to frog fish. Some of the main things you want to look for. I got a little different screen. This is the GoPro angle rather than the traditional face cam, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to frog fish. So to start off, I have green 8X Beyond Braid on my Shimano Corrado DC bait caster. This is in the 30-pound test. Right here, I just have a little hollow body topwater frog. So the first thing I want to do when I'm frog fishing is take the legs of the frog and put them over the head and snip off any excess. This allows for an increased hookup ratio and just a lot less chaos when it comes to setting that hook. Now, when it comes to the pound test for frog fishing, it all depends on the thickness of the mats or the lily pads or the structures you're fishing. Right here, I'm in an open pond. Not much, thick stuff I need to, work fish through. So I have 30-pound on. People use anywhere up this 50, 60-pound test. But right now I am just working 30. Next video, I'm actually be teaching you guys how to actually fish ponds. So stay tuned for that. But I want to start off by saying, where to fish the frog. So if I'm casting like this in just open water, this is not generally something that you want to target with the frog. Fish are not going to be dialed in on an open water frog bite for sure. I've never ever caught a fish in strictly open water that's not hugging structure with a frog. But what you do want to target and look for are a few different things. I want to start off with just bank fishing. So right here on this bank ledge, right here on this bank ledge, you just want to cast your frog right on the edge of this and work your frog along that bank. I just had a bite by a bluegill. So if you're bank fishing right here, you just want to target, the shallow water right here, a great spot to keen in on some bass. They usually, frogs and other things will hop up from the bank to the shallow point. So these bass are definitely going to be sitting there, like right here on this bank, for example. You're just going to want to work the frog along that. The next thing you're going to want to look for are vegetation. Stuff like these reeds right here on both of these banks. Grass hanging up in water. We have a whole row of reeds over there. So that's what you're going to want to look for. You're going to want to cast this frog right up in that. And sometimes it's even best to cast into the reeds, so those fish aren't spooked and that presentation's real stealthy. So for example, if I see this reed grass and I want to fish this bank right here, I'm going to actually kind of cast on the reeds. So my frog's actually in the reeds right now, but then you're going to want to slowly just reel, and it's a weedless bait, so it's just going to plop down like that. And that is a great tip for reaction strike frog fishing, especially when you don't want to spook those fish that are hanging up in those reeds, because if you cast on top of their head, they're most likely not gonna bite initially. You want to cast up as close to that bank as possible. If I have a bank that's across from me like this, I'm actually going to want to cast on the bank like that and then slowly bring it out, because it's a weedless bait. It's not going to get caught up in those reeds. Another thing you want to look for that relates to vegetation, overhanging stuff, this tree right here, you're going to want to cast underneath that. Again, getting caught in that tree, it's totally okay. And just bring your rod, work that frog right underneath that overhang. Other times you just want to pop it, let it pause for a second, and just work in different variations like that. Let it pause, pop it a few times real fast, let it sit. You just want to create a different pattern each time with the frog, so the fish really don't see it coming. Let it sit, pop it, pop it, pop it, let it sit. Let it sit for a good 20 seconds, then pop it, pop it, pop it. You never really know what the fish wants, so you want to experiment for sure. But if they're hungry, they're for sure going to get it. That's why I say don't really, think too hard about the pattern of the frogs you're fishing. By the way, guys, not to mention Beyond Braid casting, absolutely flawless right here. Green 8X Beyond Braid is an amazing color, especially if you are fishing a water like this where it's extremely muddy, extremely dark. It's like chocolate milk times 10. You got that green brown color. This line blends into it like you wouldn't believe. The next thing is when you're setting the hook on a frog. If you see the fish blow up on the frog, you want to wait 1 to 2 seconds before you set that hook. Overall, you want to have that hook set a few seconds after the fish blows up on it, because the hookup ratio will increase and you're more likely to get that fish. I appreciate y'all watching this video. If you want some more tackle tips, I highly recommend using Beyond Braid, cleaning the structure, and there's really no consistent pattern you need when frog fishing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. All glory to God, be positive, just fish.